Happy early spring. Welcome back for a February edition here of the market statistics here brought to you by the Charlie Wills team. Let's talk rates first before we get into statistics. Rates are bouncing right between 6.5 and 6.75, maybe as high as 7 is what we've seen. When this happens, always in an election cycle, we tend to see where the market's bouncing a little up and down, right? Very small changes, about a quarter point, maybe half at the most. Those changes and adjustments are because the market is unsure of the prediction of who's going to be president next. Just expect them to be there for a little while. As we get towards the end of the year and it starts to become better and better as a prediction of what's happening, then the market will balance itself out a little bit, okay? And there's always a rise, there's always a change as the markets hit going from November, December, and January before the new president is announced, or is sworn into office. So cannot outpace the pricing structure right now and what we're seeing in home valuation. So Madison is growing between 6 and 8% annually. Even if your rate was 6.5 and it gets 7.5. I'm not just saying, buy something because you need to buy something. If you bought something at 6.5 now and later it was still 6.5 was the percentage, but the price is 6% more, you're paying more in your mortgage, right? Same for rent. People that are renting, you're paying 100% interest. You're paying someone's mortgage. So there is nothing that you're gaining in value as an asset. Let's get into statistics. Single family homes. The market has seen a huge rise. 250 homes sold in February. It's a big number. All right. It's a really big number. That's about 3.5 houses a day. Think about that. It's a lot of houses. New listings are up 32%. That's February of 23 to February of 24. That's a massive jump. All right. We had a really low amount of inventory in February of 23 because we were coming off that 8.5% market, right? And then we got back into the 7.5% market. Now we're under 7s. We're 6.6 is what I saw on Friday. Days on market from the time it's listed, time it got accepted offer, 8 days, 1 week. You got 1 week. So if you're prepared, meaning you're setting yourself up, being financially ready, you got your searches ready, you're going to see properties when they're available, you got 7 days typically. All right. Supply, we've got 1.18 months of supply. An average, or what they call a normal market, buyers and sellers as equal as possible, is about 6 months of inventory. We're nowhere close to that, right? We're 6 times under that. Right now, the overall Dane County market is only 0.5% over asking. Now, again, I say that's county because it's not true everywhere. There's pockets based on location, style, updates, all those things where we're seeing anywhere from 5% to 10% over asking, okay? So just be very prepared. Make sure you're working with somebody who understands what the market is doing and how to be best suited and ready to talk about those terms that are necessary in a market like we have. Condos have quite the stuff going on. We thought single-family homes had a lot of inventory. 60% increase in inventory in condo sales. That tells us something. People are aging out. People are turning over. They're going from condos and they're moving up to that next phase, right? So you're starting to see a lot of condos on the market. Not as many sales yet, but again, we're going to start seeing condo sales come back into fold as we hit March, April, May, I bet. Average sales are up just a little bit, about 2%. Prices are holding even at a half a bump up. And total number of current residential listings are 24% higher than they were last year at this time. So again, listings are up. That's really good. If you're looking for condos, have been in that market for a while, this may be your opportunity to be ready. I think it's a big opportunity anyways. I like talking multifamily as well. If you look at February of 24 versus 23, 24, there were 43 multifamily sales that were recorded on MLS. Now that doesn't include probably another 20% of those were done off market. Okay. February of 23, there were 37. So we're about 2% higher in sales. That's telling us something, right? Telling us that a lot of people are moving into the market, not a lot of places to live. So multifamily is still an attractive purchase, even with the high rates. And then in difference between January and February sales of 23 and then the same time period this year, there's 6 more total sales, about 0.5% up in purchases. So again, I love what I'm seeing here. Verona, probably the hottest area in February, meaning not only the amount of sales, but prices really starting to take off in the Verona area. Madison is still high, up 1.8% overall. Middleton, Fitchburg, Wanakee, DeForest, and Sun Prairie are either down 1% or about right even with asking price. So again, if you're in those markets, you got to be really specific about what's happening. And again, this is past data from February. It may not be indicative of what's currently happening here in March. And like I said, most of the places that we're negotiating are not getting those, are paying more than the 1% over, okay, or 3% over in those locations. So hopefully you find this helpful. And stay tuned for more market updates and all the things that are kind of happening here in our world. All right, take care.